Sometimes the hardest part of love is not in the feeling itself, but in expressing it. You'll often find that the most genuine emotions come wrapped in uncertainty, especially when it comes to confessing love. If you've ever been around someone who seems to care for you deeply but hesitates to say it outright, you've probably noticed something strange happening. Their actions speak louder than words ever could. Love, in its most beautiful and raw form, isn't always about grand declarations or flashy confessions. Sometimes, it's the quiet gestures, the subtle hints, and the unspoken understanding that tell you everything you need to know. But what happens when someone's love for you is so strong that they can't bring themselves to say it aloud? It's easy to dismiss their behavior as just being kind or friendly, but there's often much more beneath the surface. She might hesitate to express her feelings directly, afraid of rejection, unsure of how to say it, or simply too nervous to be vulnerable. But in reality, her actions are doing all the talking for her. They say that actions speak louder than words, and when it comes to love, this couldn't be truer. If you're paying close attention, you'll notice the subtle signs that she's head over heels for you, signs that are much more telling than anything she could ever say. Let's be honest, people have a way of hiding their feelings, especially when they're unsure or scared of what might happen next. In these situations, her actions will be your key to understanding what's really going on in her heart. From the way she looks at you when she thinks you're not looking, to the way she changes her plans just to spend time with you, you'll find that everything she does is somehow connected to her unspoken feelings. Sometimes it's the little things that give her away. The slight hesitation in her voice, the gentle touch, or the way she seems to be always there when you need her. These moments are like breadcrumbs, guiding you through the maze of her emotions. But here's the catch. She might never come out and say it. She might never give you the direct confession you're hoping for, but her behavior is more than enough to tell you how much she cares. Maybe she avoids expressing her feelings out of fear, or maybe she's just waiting for the right moment. Whatever the reason, the truth is in the way she acts around you. Her every move, every glance, every little detail is her heart's way of speaking the words she can't bring herself to say. It's in the way she leans in when you talk, the way she remembers the smallest things about you, or the way she finds excuses to be near you. It's in the way she laughs at your jokes, even when they're not funny, or the way her body language shifts when you're around. These subtle yet significant actions are like a secret language between the two of you. They're her way of letting you know, without saying a word, that she loves you. And not just in a passing, fleeting way, but in a deep, meaningful, and lasting way. Now imagine being in a relationship where the love is hidden behind layers of uncertainty and silence. It can be frustrating, even confusing, but it's also incredibly telling. When someone loves you but is too afraid to say it, their actions will often do the heavy lifting. And trust me, if you know where to look, the signs are there. You don't need her to say the words to know that she cares, because the truth is, her actions will tell you everything. 1. She avoids direct eye contact, but keeps stealing glances at you. When someone is deeply in love, but too scared to admit it, their eyes often reveal what their words cannot. Imagine this. You're in the same room as her, and while she may seem focused on something else, you can feel her gaze lingering. She avoids locking eyes with you for too long, as if afraid her feelings will be exposed in that single glance. But the moment you look away, she can't help but steal subtle glances, as though she's trying to memorize every detail about you without getting caught. It's in those stolen glances where her heart speaks louder than words. Her eyes hold a mix of longing and hesitation, a silent battle between her emotions and her fears. She wants to look at you, to let you see the affection she holds. But the vulnerability of eye contact feels too risky. So instead, she chooses these fleeting moments, hoping you won't notice, but secretly wishing you will. Even when surrounded by others, her eyes naturally find their way to you. It's almost like a magnetic pull she can't resist. And in those brief moments when your gazes do meet, there's a flash of something deeper, an emotion she quickly tries to hide by looking away. Her avoidance isn't indifference, it's her heart guarding itself. But her stolen glances? They're the unspoken truth, a love story she's too afraid to tell. Sometimes, the most honest confessions come not from words, but from the language of the eyes. 2. Her friends act differently around you, as if they know a secret. When someone is hiding their feelings for you, their friends often become the unintentional messengers of their secret. You might notice something curious about the way her friends act when you're around. Their smiles linger a little too long. Their giggles feel loaded with meaning, and their eyes dart between you and her like they're in on a secret you've yet to uncover. It's as if they're trying to contain their excitement, watching to see if you'll notice the signs she's been too scared to show outright. They might tease her in subtle ways, throwing out playful remarks that don't fully make sense to you, but leave her blushing or scrambling to change the subject. Other times, they'll act overly casual, as if they're trying not to give anything away, only making their behavior more obvious. Pay close attention during group conversations. Her friends might drop hints, intentionally or not. Maybe they'll nudge her when you say something kind, or they'll smirk knowingly when she laughs a little too hard at your jokes. Sometimes, they'll try to give you and her space, stepping back, or conveniently leaving the two of you alone for just a moment longer than necessary. Their actions aren't random. They're often a reflection of what she's confided in them. Her friends act differently because they're rooting for her, hoping you'll piece together the puzzle and see what she's too afraid to say herself. In their playful, protective way, they're her silent supporters, waiting for the moment her secret finally unfolds. 3. She remembers small details about you that others forget. When someone truly cares for you, they notice the little things, the moments that others overlook or dismiss as insignificant. If she's in love, but keeping it hidden, one of the most telling signs is how she remembers the smallest details about you. It could be something as simple as the way you take your coffee, or the story you told weeks ago about your favorite childhood memory. While others might forget, she recalls these details with surprising clarity, as if they've been etched into her mind. She brings them up in casual conversation, not to impress you, but because they genuinely matter to her. You might mention an upcoming event or a small goal, and she'll follow up later, asking how it went or congratulating you on your progress. She remembers your favorite snack, the song you said you couldn't stop listening to, or that offhand comment you made about wanting to visit a specific place someday. Her attention to detail isn't accidental. It's her way of showing you, without saying it outright, that you're always on her mind. These tiny moments, which might feel unimportant to anyone else, are her way of connecting with you in a way that feels meaningful and personal. Love often hides in these quiet gestures, in the way she treasures even the smallest parts of who you are. And while she may not say the words, her actions quietly speak volumes, revealing the depth of her feelings with every detail she remembers. 4. She gets nervous or fidgety when you're around. When someone's heart races in your presence but they're too scared to admit their feelings, their body language often gives them away. One of the most obvious signs? She gets nervous or fidgety whenever you're around. It's in the way she plays with her hair, twirls a strand absent-mindedly, or taps her fingers on the table. You might notice her adjusting her clothes or shifting in her seat as if trying to find comfort in an already flustered state. Her hands might move to her necklace or bracelet, fiddling with it as she tries to calm the storm of emotions bubbling just beneath the surface. Her voice, too, may betray her. It could waver slightly when she speaks to you, or she might stumble over her words as she struggles to keep her composure. Small things, like dropping her phone, spilling a drink, or forgetting what she was about to say, can all stem from her nerves running wild. Even her breathing might change. It becomes shallow or quickens when you're close, and she'll try to mask it by looking away or focusing on something else. Her nervous energy isn't because she's uncomfortable. It's because being near you makes her heart race in ways she can't control. These little quirks aren't flaws. They're signs of someone whose feelings are so strong that they spill out in ways she can't hide. Her fidgeting is the quiet confession of a love she's too scared to put into words. 5. She finds excuses to be near you or talk to you. When someone secretly loves you but is too afraid to admit it, they often create opportunities to be close to you, even if those moments seem random or coincidental. She'll find the smallest reasons to be near you or start a conversation, making it seem casual while hiding her true intentions. Maybe she accidentally runs into you at places she knows you frequent, or she volunteers to help with tasks she knows will keep her by your side. If you're at work or school, she might ask for your opinion on something trivial, or seek your help with something she could easily handle herself. These little excuses aren't because she needs help, they're because she wants to spend time with you. In group settings, you'll notice she gravitates toward you. She'll choose the seat closest to yours, even if it means switching spots at the last minute. If there's a lull in the conversation, she'll bring up a topic she knows will catch your interest, just to keep you talking. She might send you random texts or call for seemingly insignificant reasons, asking for advice, sharing a funny meme, or just checking in. While it may appear casual on the surface, these moments are carefully crafted opportunities to connect with you. Her efforts to be near you are her way of bridging the gap between her feelings and her fears. Every excuse she makes is a small step closer to you, hoping you'll notice her without her having to say the words she's too scared to speak. 6. She laughs at your jokes, even the unfunny ones. When someone secretly loves you, even your weakest attempts at humor seem to light up their world. She'll laugh at your jokes, even the ones that barely qualify as funny. It's not about the joke itself, it's about her finding joy in you, in the moments you share, and in the way you make her feel. Her laughter may come easily, almost too easily. A joke that gets polite smiles from others will have her giggling like it's the funniest thing she's ever heard. Even when she knows the joke is bad, she can't help but respond with a smile or a soft laugh, because to her, it's not just about the joke, it's about the person telling it. This reaction isn't forced, it's instinctive. When someone's feelings are involved, their joy becomes tied to your presence. Her laughter is her way of encouraging you, showing you that she values your effort and enjoys your company. Even if she teases you later about how bad the joke was, the warmth in her tone will give away her affection. The next time you notice her laughing a little too hard at a mediocre pun or a silly one-liner, pay attention. It's not about your comedic skills, it's about her heart speaking through her laughter, letting you know you have a special place in her world, even if she's too shy to say it outright. 7. She notices changes in your mood before anyone else does. When someone has deep, hidden feelings for you, they become incredibly attuned to your emotions, even when you try to keep them hidden. She notices the slightest changes in your mood before anyone else does, almost as if she can sense what's going on inside your mind, even when you're trying to keep a neutral face. If you're feeling off, whether it's stressed, upset, or anxious, she'll be the first to spot it. She might not say anything immediately, but she'll ask you with genuine concern, "Are you okay?" Or, "You seem different today." It's not just a casual observation. It's her instinctively picking up on the shifts in your energy or behavior. Sometimes, it's the smallest things that give you away. Maybe your voice sounds a little quieter, or your posture changes, and without even meaning to, you give off signs that something's not right. She picks up on these things immediately, as if she has an emotional radar. Her attention to your moods goes beyond what anyone else notices, and it's because she cares more than she's letting on. Her ability to notice the changes is her way of showing that she's in tune with you, that she's paying attention to the details that others might miss. Even if she doesn't voice it every time, her concern and care speak volumes. It's her way of silently telling you that she's here for you, even if she's too shy to say it directly. 8. She supports you quietly, even when others don't. When someone loves you secretly, their support often feels like a quiet, unspoken presence in your life. She stands by you, even when no one else does, offering her support in the most subtle ways. It's not about grand gestures or loud declarations. It's about the small, silent actions that show she believes in you when the world seems uncertain. You might not always see it, but she's there in the background, cheering for you silently. When others doubt your abilities or question your decisions, she's the one who quietly supports your choices, even if she doesn't voice it aloud. She's the person who listens to your struggles and offers advice or encouragement in a low-key, almost casual way. Sometimes, her support comes through a simple text or a small act of kindness, like bringing you coffee when you've had a rough day or just being there to listen when no one else will. Her support isn't about getting attention or praise. It's about making sure you know you're not alone. Even if she's scared to show it openly, she's there, standing in your corner, willing to fight for your happiness and success from the shadows. She believes in you even when others don't, and her quiet support speaks volumes about the depth of her feelings. In a world where support can be loud and obvious, her quiet presence is a reminder that love isn't always about showing off. It's about being there for someone when it truly matters, even if it means doing so in silence. 9. She compliments you in subtle, meaningful ways. When someone secretly loves you, their compliments often come in the form of subtle, meaningful remarks that carry more weight than the average compliment. She doesn't shower you with obvious praise, but when she does give you a compliment, it's thoughtful and personal, as if she's noticed something uniquely special about you that others might overlook. Instead of simply saying, "You look good," she might say something like, "You always have this way of making people feel at ease," or "There's something about your smile that lights up the room." These kinds of compliments are deeper because they focus on who you are rather than just what you look like. She might also compliment you on things you don't realize are special, like the way you approach a challenge, how kind you are to others, or how you make people feel valued. These subtle praises show that she's paying attention to the qualities that truly matter, not just your external appearance. Her compliments aren't meant to flatter. They're her way of expressing admiration and affection in a way that doesn't draw attention to her feelings. When she admires your intelligence, your humor, or your kindness, it's because she sees you for who you truly are, and she can't help but let you know, even if it's in a quiet, almost indirect way. These subtle, meaningful compliments are her way of telling you she cares, without saying the words. They speak volumes about how she feels, revealing a depth of affection that goes beyond the surface and touches on the essence of who you are. 10. She gets jealous when you talk about other women. When someone loves you in silence, their feelings can sometimes manifest in unexpected ways, like jealousy. She might not openly admit it, but when you talk about other women, there's a noticeable change in her demeanor. It's subtle, but clear. At first, it might seem like an innocent conversation, but as you mention someone else, she may become more reserved or even give off a slight sigh. She might shift uncomfortably, look away, or force a smile that doesn't quite reach her eyes. It's not because she dislikes the other women, but because hearing about them stirs up emotions she's too afraid to express. Jealousy isn't about wanting to control or possess you. It's about the fear of losing the connection she feels with you, even if she's never openly claimed it. The thought of someone else capturing your attention brings out a sense of protectiveness over the bond she wishes she could have with you. She might quickly change the subject, or you could catch her stealing a glance at you, trying to gauge how serious or interested you are in the other person. Her reactions are subtle, but they reveal that she cares more than she's letting on, and the mere idea of someone else taking your attention brings a wave of emotion she struggles to hide. This quiet jealousy speaks volumes about her feelings for you. It's her way of showing that, even though she's holding back, you're someone who means a lot to her, someone she's silently invested in, and the thought of sharing you with someone else causes a small storm inside her heart. 11. She texts or calls you for small, unnecessary reasons. When someone secretly loves you, their desire to connect with you often leads them to reach out for the smallest, most unnecessary reasons. At first, it might seem like a random text or an unexpected call, But in reality, it's her way of keeping the conversation going, finding an excuse to stay connected, even if the reason isn't all that important. She might text you about something as trivial as a song she's listening to, a meme she thought was funny, or a question she could easily Google herself. The purpose behind these messages isn't to ask for help or information. It's simply to keep the lines of communication open, to make sure you're still a part of her day. She might even call just to ask how your day is going or to talk about something minor, like the weather or what she had for lunch. These texts or calls are her way of breaking the silence and maintaining a connection, even if it doesn't seem like much. They're small, almost insignificant, but they're meaningful because they reveal her longing for more interaction with you. She doesn't want to wait until there's something important to say. She just wants to hear from you, to stay in touch, and to keep the bond alive in any way she can. Every time she reaches out, even for the most minor reason, it's her heart's way of telling you that you're on her mind. She might not be able to express her feelings directly, but these small, seemingly unimportant messages are the quiet whispers of her affection, hoping you'll notice that she's always looking for ways to stay close to you. 12. She shares things with you she doesn't share with others. When someone secretly loves you, they begin to trust you with parts of themselves that they keep hidden from the rest of the world. She shares things with you, personal stories, feelings, or experiences that she doesn't tell anyone else. These aren't just casual conversations. These are the moments when she opens up, letting you see her vulnerability. It could be something small, like a childhood memory that shaped her, or a deeper, more personal struggle that she's dealing with. She's choosing to confide in you because she feels a sense of safety and connection with you, even if she hasn't said the words aloud. It's her way of showing you that she trusts you with pieces of her heart that she keeps guarded from others. By sharing these personal tidbits, she's allowing you to see a side of her that few others do. It's her way of subtly letting you in, of saying, I trust you enough to share this with you, and I want you to know me in a way that others don't. These moments might be accompanied by hesitations or quiet pauses, as if she's unsure whether she should be sharing at all. But there's an unspoken understanding that these conversations are special. She may not say it outright, but by confiding in you, she's expressing that she sees you as someone important in her life. When she shares things with you that she doesn't tell anyone else, it's a powerful sign of her affection. It's her heart's way of quietly saying, I care about you, and I want you to know me in ways no one else does. 13. Her body language changes when you're around, like leaning toward you. When someone is secretly in love with you, their body language can reveal more than words ever could. One of the most telling signs is how her physical presence shifts when you're around. If she leans toward you during conversations, it's not just a casual gesture, it's her way of subconsciously drawing closer to you. This shift in body language might be subtle at first, but if you pay attention, you'll start to notice it. When she's speaking with you, her posture may open up, her shoulders might lean forward, and her face may draw closer, as if she wants to be nearer to you, to catch every word you say. She might instinctively tilt her head, or subtly mirror your movements, creating a feeling of connection without even realizing it. It's not just about physical closeness, it's a sign that she's emotionally invested. When she's in your presence, she feels drawn to you, both physically and emotionally. Leaning toward you is her way of expressing that you have her attention, that she's fully engaged, and that she feels comfortable and safe around you. Her body language speaks volumes, even if her words don't. Every time she leans in, it's like a quiet invitation, an unspoken desire to be closer to you, to share a deeper connection. It's her way of showing that, in your presence, she feels something special. 14. She tries to look her best when she knows you'll be there. When someone secretly loves you, their actions often reveal their desire to impress you, even if they don't directly say it. One clear sign of this is when she goes the extra mile to look her best when she knows you'll be around. It's not just about vanity. It's about wanting to make a good impression, to be noticed, and to look appealing in your eyes. You'll notice that she puts thought into her appearance before seeing you, whether it's choosing an outfit that makes her feel confident, styling her hair in a way she knows you'll find attractive, or even adding a little extra touch of makeup, all in the hopes of catching your eye. These small, thoughtful efforts aren't for anyone else. They're specifically for you. Even if she doesn't directly ask for compliments, her actions speak louder than words. She wants to look good for you because she values your opinion and wants to be seen in the best light possible. It's her way of silently saying, "I care about how you see me, and I want to leave a lasting impression." It might seem like a subtle thing, but these efforts are a clear sign that she's thinking about you and your perception of her. When she tries to look her best in your presence, it's her heart's way of saying that she wants to be noticed by you, not just physically, but emotionally as well. She's putting her best foot forward, hoping you'll see how much she cares. 15. She hesitates to express her feelings, but her actions say it all. When someone secretly loves you, their feelings can often be hard to express in words, and yet their actions speak volumes. She might hesitate to vocalize her emotions, unsure of how to say what she truly feels or fearing vulnerability. But even though her words may be cautious or restrained, her actions tell a completely different story. You'll notice the small things she does, how she checks in with you regularly, how she remembers details about your life that no one else seems to, or how she's always there for you when you need support. These actions are far more revealing than any confession she might make because they show her care and affection in a way that words can't fully capture. Her hesitance to open up verbally doesn't mean she doesn't feel deeply. It simply means that, for some reason, she's not ready to say it out loud. But her actions, the little gestures of kindness, attention, and affection, are her way of communicating what she can't yet say. Whether it's offering help when you're in need, making time for you when you're busy, or simply being there without question, these moments reflect her love in the most genuine way. In her quiet moments of hesitation, her actions speak the loudest. It's in the way she looks at you, the way she responds to your presence, and the way she makes you feel special without needing to vocalize it. These actions are a testament to how much she cares, even if her heart hasn't yet found the words to match the depth of her feelings.